The Frida's Cleaning Service is a small family-owned business established in 2003. With over 17 years of professional, high-quality, and greatly satisfied service, the Frida's Cleaning Service will get the job done. Specializing in sanitizing your home, business, post-construction, and commercial cleaning, no job's too big or small. See for yourself and give us a call, 567-249-9172. La Frida's Cleaning Service. Our reputation is always spotless.
Hi, my name is Kate Hudson Hall. I am an author, therapist, and podcaster. My new book has been released called Anxiety Hacks, with proven techniques, tools, and tips to calmness. So if you suffer from generalized anxiety, panic attacks, or feel abnormally anxious about certain things, within Anxiety Hacks, I show you how you can overcome these conditions successfully, enjoy a healthy and carefree life. My website is katehudson-hall.com. Anxiety Hacks is available now on Amazon.
Hi, this is TV comedy impressionist Christopher G from the other side of the pond saying hi, and I love the Queen Silvy Show.
Today on the Queen Silvy Show, live from United Kingdom, sharing his musical journey, showcasing some dynamic music, including a live performance. Folk, rock, singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist, Phil Matthews, a.k.a. The Village.
Welcome to the Queen Silvy Show. Tune in at 11, good laugh, good vibe, that's for sure. Get smooth with Tim, get smooth with Tim. They have you rolling like you popped the pill. Once you hear the show, you ain't gonna want it to end. Get creative with the sounds you can make with your mouth. Reaching all over the world, Queen Silvy in the house. Award-winning show with the #1 spot, look out. It's the Queen Silvy Show. 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 It's the Queen Silvy Show.
Hi, this is Joe Mass. You are listening to the Queen Silvy Show. You are now part of the royalty.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live, it's time for the silky smooth sounds of Smooth Tim and Her Majesty herself, Queen Silvy.
Hey, it is Smooth Tim, and thank you for dropping in on us with another award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. It is now my absolute pleasure to bring to you the world's sexiest granny, everybody's favorite comedian, the Queen herself, Queen Silvy.
Yes, it is me, Queen Silvy. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are in this great world today. I'm feeling fantastic. Matter of fact, I'm feeling actually supercalifragilistic, but hey, it is what it is. Smooth, how are you?
I am doing terrific, and might I ask again, how are you? Repeat that, please.
I'm going to tell you again. I am supercalifragilistic.
Expialidocious, I suppose.
Yes.
24/7, 365. Queen Silvy, as a matter of fact,
I know.
is simply amazing.
Amazing, you're
Yes,
right.
you are.
True that I am amazing, but you are amazing. Smooth, you are amazing, as well as our amazing guests and announcements we have for today.
What's even more amazing is, we've got some fantastic announcements. Our hearts and prayers are going out to the world, all over the world. There's all kinds of stuff going on. We realize that everybody's going through a little bit of something. And, hey, we're here for you, and we are thinking about you. And if you would like to take a moment and have us be a part of your prayer chain or whatever, you can go ahead and join our Friends Club. How do you do that, you might ask?
Oh.
Go to www.thequeensilvyshow.com. Go ahead and go over to the contact page, scroll on down, and give us your email, and we will correspond back forth and help you out with whatever you might be going through to the best of our ability. Absolutely. That's what we do know.
That's what we do know.
Also, because you are worth it, that's right, Foxy 5 Jewelry. Sassy, elegant, and affordable fashionable jewelry and accessories for you and or that's someone special. So go ahead and get a hold of Monica Wright on Facebook or go to her website at www.foxy5jewelry.com. Another way to keep up with the Queen and myself is to go to our YouTube channel. Simply go to YouTube and in the search engine, drop in The Queen Silvy Show. You'll get a response of all of our shows. And if you would go to that channel, please subscribe because you're going to have all kinds of fun content that we have on there.
Mm-hmm.
And what can I say?
What can you say?
Go there, subscribe.
Absolutely.
Also, if you would, please, the Queen Silvy Show has been again nominated for the Best of Toledo in the podcasting category. So if you would go to thetoledocitypaper.com and go to Best of, right? Mm-hmm. Best of Toledo, and scroll on down to media. And in the podcasting, if you would drop in The Queen Silvy Show, we would appreciate your vote. Thank you so very, very much. Speaking of our podcast analytics from last week, how about St. Vincent, St. Kitts, New Zealand, Jamaica, Canada, the Bahamas, Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Thank you for tuning on in. We appreciate you.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. In fact, if you are watching this live, I want you to know, Smooth and myself, we love and appreciate you. And if you're watching this later on our archive, Smooth, hey. Hey.
Everything's going to be okay, Queen.
We love and appreciate you. Yes, we do. On this wonderful day. It is so wonderful.
It's about to get in trouble.
Yes, it's about to get zapped. But you know what? You are so in for a treat. Do spread the word. Be kind and spread the word for someone else to come in and get some of this super greatness we have in store for you. Before I begin my conversation with my wonderful guests, I do want to represent my good kings and queens from around the world and give you the deserving shout out. Like you, Kinsley Patino, Queen Jenna, Queen Ashley, Follette Clark, and Kenneth Rawls, shout out to you. Shout out to Helen Myers, Peace Myers, Corey and Casey Patino, Joan Mercer, shout out to you. As well as Queen Aaliyah, Asia, Tay, Maya, and Camille, shout out to you. To my grandsons, my princes, Prince Amari, Jonathan Jr., and Tyron, shout out to you. To Queen Sonia, to Queen Sonia, Shanika, Rihanna, Alana, and Precious, shout out to you. To Kelly and Ryan, and the All-American boys, Matt and Tracy, and the All-American girls, shout out to you. To Patricia Wilhelm McGiffin, C. Shorty Franklin, Renita Easley, Gold Rosa, and Donna Ferry, shout out to you. To my good queens over in United Kingdom, Beth Lambert, Nicola Jones, Bethany Jones, and Kay Cross, shout out to you. To Lorenzo Gabaniza down in Spain, as well as Miguel Montalban. Over in the Netherlands, we have Edith Verhoek, shout out to you. All the way down in Africa, Amy Kanima, Websterito, Hostile Flow, Princess Arialua, shout out to you, as well as James and Audrey, Queen D. Brown, Melody Gord Dobbs, Joe Mass, shout out to you. Hey. If you'd love to be shouted out, if you have someone that you would love to be represented, we will most definitely do that. Simply send us your name, contact information to queensylvy@comic.com. Go to the website, thequeensylvyshow.com, or where you're viewing or listening to this, drop it in the section. Smooth Tim will make sure that we get that out to you.
Yes, ma'am.
On this wonderful day, I'm feeling very good today. I'm feeling so good that before I get into my conversation and some great and wonderful music, what I like to do at this moment is
Smack
Okay,
me
so
upside
yeah,
the head.
I'm telling you, don't do that. Don't try me right now. I'd like to share
I love you, Queen.
some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. No matter what kind of challenges, difficulties, or painful situations you go through in life, we all have something deep inside us that we can reach down and find that inner strength to get through it. I know life is tough, but so are you. Tough and worthy. And at the end of the day, all you need is hope and strength. Hope that you'll get better. Strength that you'll hold on until it does. Overall, believe in yourself. That's right. And those are some motivational words from the Queen Silvy Show to you. Without further ado, let's get it on because, listen, I don't know about you, but I love music, any and all type of music. Christian, it doesn't matter. You've seen me on a Thursday popping and dropping it on a Thursday to some Christian music, but we got some run right now that's sharing his musical journey, showcasing some dynamic music, including a live performance. Ooh, you are in for a treat. Folk rock singer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist from United Kingdom. I introduce to you Phil Matthews, a.k.a. The Village.
Hi, good afternoon. Good
Hello,
morning.
how are you today?
I'm good. I get very confused by all these time zones, so I'm very good. Are you well?
I am doing great. I thank you for taking the time being here today.
Thank you for asking me. Now, as an Englishman, I know that we always have to refer to our monarch as Your Majesty first time and then ma'am after that. How would you like me to address you?
You know what? You can call me whatever your heart's desire. Queen Silvy, Your Majesty, whatever you like. I appreciate it all.
And you can call me whatever you want as long as it's not late for breakfast.
I certainly will. Now, Phil, a.k.a. The Village, you know, for somebody that's just now meeting you for the first time, what would you like them to know about you?
What would I like them to know about? That's a very good question. Well, you've already said that I'm a singer-songwriter and multi-instrumentalist, so I guess that's out of the way. I used to be a broadcaster. I used to be a sportscaster over here in the UK, commentating on football or soccer, as maybe you people know it. I just like people to know me as a nice bloke, really.
You was once a sports broadcaster, am I correct?
That is correct, yes.
Let me hear something in sports broadcasting voice. Give me something that you would say.
And it's Derby on the attack. They're over the halfway line. It's the ball into the penalty area, and Derby score.
Oh, he's calling a football game.
I love it. I love it. Now, besides amazing, your alter ego is The Village. Explain that for me.
Well, it's a very silly story, but just so as I look silly for all your viewers, I used to play in a band. I played in bands for many years, and then about 9-10 years ago, the last band I was in finally finished. One of our members sadly passed on, and other members lost the heart to carry on playing. And I suddenly found that I was solo. I'd had a recording studio at home for many years where I would write and record songs for the bands I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And then I thought, well, there's only me here. I'm going to have to do it for myself. So I put a number of tracks together and thought, I'm going to put this out as a CD. But I thought, nobody knows who Phil Matthews is. I'm going to call myself The Village so people think I'm a band, which was great until I realized that nobody knew who The Village was either.
That's funny. I love it, though. The Village, when you think village, you think massive, you think people, you think more than one. And that's fine for you because you are a master, a multi-talented guy doing a lot of great things. So The Village is cool. I like that, actually. But now, you've been in the music industry for how long now, would you say?
Oh, 50, 55 years maybe, starting out as a little kiddie. And I've played in bands ever since I was about 14.
Wow.
I don't want to get too specific or you'll work out how old I am.
So which artists would you say have played a significant influence on you as a musician and a songwriter?
Oh, undoubtedly the Beatles. I grew up at the time that the Beatles were the greatest thing in England. And in fact, when I was a a child, we put on a school pantomime. I don't know if you have pantomimes in America. It's basically, yeah. And part of the show was 4 of the lads in my class mimed to the Beatles doing Twist and Shout. And I saw it and I thought, I want a bit of this. And from there on in, obviously I wasn't going to be a Beatle, but I wanted to write, record my own songs and play in bands the same as the Beatles were.
Hey, the Beatles are hot. We are big fans of the Beatles. They are so multi-talented. I don't think there's a genre that they have not produced hit songs in. You know what I mean? Showing that versatility that they do have. But, you know, in your own words, because you've been doing this for decades now, what is it? I mean, why are you making music? Is this not just because the Beatles make good music, but what was your purpose as an artist to be in music?
That's a very good question. I think, I mean, whether or not I put albums out or was appearing on shows such as yours, I always had to write and perform. And even if there's only one person watching, it was something I always wanted to do. I suppose it's just something deep within me.
That's all right. Well, we're glad that you are doing what you're doing. I'm glad that we have crossed paths and is able to share your gift to the world via our platform. And like you said, that you've been doing bands all your life. You do great cover songs. Is your current band Laugh? How do you pronounce the current band that they're like?
LAF.
You just call them LAF?
We started out, well, again, it was only really me and a friend. We did these things, called ourselves that. And at the time we did it, we called ourselves Lost and Found, because there are a number of bands, certainly in the UK, like Hue and Cry, who were something and something. But then we thought Lost and Found is very big, especially when we were only putting out cassettes. And the title name almost went over the edge of the cassette. So we said, well, we'll call ourselves LAF, because by this stage we had people like KLF and what have you. I'm just a follower of fashion, really, I guess.
I love it. I actually like that laugh, LAF. But you know, okay, they're like on break right now, and you're more focused right now doing your solo thing. But overall, how would you even describe your development as an artist and a music maker, and the transition towards getting your own style? You know, everybody's out here with an influence, but you have to find your own voice and style. How was it for you to develop that?
I never deliberately developed it. I mean, what happened was I wrote songs, and the songs which I wrote 40 years ago, which I couldn't record at the time, but subsequently modern technology allowed musicians to build their own recording studios. And so I would record brand new songs that I wrote, and I would also record old songs which I'd played for years in bands. In fact, I believe we're going to play one in a bit called The Question, which I actually wrote in the mid-'80s, but didn't have the wherewithal to put it out properly. And the songs haven't changed. What has changed is the technology, and I guess my experience with instruments. So when I wrote the song originally in 1982 or 83, whenever it was, I had an acoustic guitar, and I went and played it in a band, which meant I then played with an electric guitar. But subsequently, I built up a collection of instruments, and instruments you can get into your home studio have increased in quantity as well as going down in price. And that has brought me to where I am now, that the songs hopefully all sound of a genre or of a style at least, whether they were written last week or last century.
That's right. And whether you wrote them last week or today, they're still hit songs. We're going to play The Question, actually. Anything you want to say about it? Lead up to it?
I recall that when I wrote it, I was very angry. I'd probably been turned down by a girl, or mates of mine weren't available to go out. And I sat down, I just thrashed out some chords. And the first words I came with, I don't know why I put up with this. It then became a protest song as I started looking not just at me being upset by having been let down, but everything else going on in the world. As I say, I wrote it in the 80s, but this was only recorded 6 months ago, and I realised I was a song short for the current album.
Well, it worked out pretty good. It's a good song. It doesn't matter when you wrote it, you are a master at what you do, and it's a great song. And let's play it right here as I present to you Phil Matthews, aka The Village, and the question right here on the Queen Silvy Show.
I don't know why we must put up with this. I don't know why we must put up with this. I don't know why. Please tell me why it is. I don't know how we'll ever put things right. I don't know how we'll ever put things right. We will not succeed without a fight. Praying for tomorrow, hoping for today, thinking that by shouting we will frighten it away. Praying for tomorrow, hoping for today, thinking that by shouting we will frighten it away. I don't know who could ever drop a bomb. I don't know who could ever drop a bomb. All they'll say is that it must be done. You know they're killing me. You know they're killing you. I said they're killing me. You know they're killing you. All they'll say is it's the right thing to do.
Yes, yes, yes. Beautiful song, beautiful. Smooth had something about that. What did you say?
I said it sounds like he should be writing songs for the B-52s.
Do you know that group?
Now, yeah, I know the B-52s. Rock Lobster. I used to go to discos and we danced to early B-52 stuff. But yeah, I've never actually compared to the B-52s, but I like it. I'll take that quite fully.
And I hear a little bit of Beatles in your music. We've been listening this weekend to your music, getting very familiar. We are now fans, by the way, of your music. I love your style that you do. But like you say, that song made you mad. Not made you mad, but you were mad because of a girl, and that inspired you to write this hit song. But what else inspires you? Does it matter when you write a song? What triggers you to want to get into that?
Different things, I think. I mean, I'm not going to spoil the rest of the music that's coming up by giving you the stories of them, but different incidents occur to me. And there's a song on the album which we're not playing, which is called This Island Earth, which started out, so I was moving house and I was moving halfway around the country, and it got very stressful. And I remember coming up with the line about I didn't know how much it was going to hurt leaving. But then the song changed and became a story about a guy who's circling the Earth in the International Space Station or something like that. And he's looking at all
Some
the
David
trouble
Bowie
going
type
down the Earth. Very, very David Bowie type song. Yeah. So I mean, it's difficult. I couldn't sit down now and say, right, I'm going to write a song about X, about appearing on the Queen Silvy Show, for instance. I mean, at some stage that may happen.
Yeah.
But not through forcing. By the way, can I just apologize to your listeners? I don't actually have incredibly big hands. It's just that I'm sitting at I'm sitting at the table in my studio, and I'm making sure I don't fall off.
Well, here we thought that was just a birth defect. You had these enormous hands.
These great musical hands. Like, what?
Yeesh.
Bring out the piano, baby. Boo. No. That's all right. I actually love that. Now, the latest album, The Bells of St. Winston. How many albums do you have total?
I have 7 albums which came out on CD, and there was a sampler put out by Aldora Britain Records, which was called Return to the Witchwood, which was half a dozen tracks, mainly from other albums which they put together. I'm currently working on an 8th because I thought I should just keep going till I drop, really.
Right on. Hey, if you have it, you have it, and you definitely have it. So why stop? You know what I mean? I mean, you know, of all the music that you make back in the 80s, 90s, even currently, what are you most satisfied about the music that you create?
I think what most satisfies me is when I listen back to it after one, oh, that was quite clever, because when you're in the middle of doing it, I suppose it's the same if you're knitting the cardigan, the sweater, or something. You know, you're not really aware of what you're doing other than the process which gets the stitches together. Or if you're painting or wallpapering a room, you do it, and it's only after when you look like, oh, maybe I did quite a decent job of that.
Well, a decent job for me would be to be honored by a live performance from you. And if you're ready, lead up and tell me the song that you are going to perform.
Okay, I will do. Now, this is the final track on my album, and it's called Elegy for GB. The story is that in my days on radio, I used to go, as well as doing the sports stuff, I would go and interview other people on the station who didn't want to. And Bill Wyman, ex of the Rolling Stones, brought his Rhythm Kings to Derby, where I was living at the time. And I went to interview him. And in his band was Gary Brooker, who was the vocalist and pianist with Procol Harum, the guy who wrote and sang on Wider Shade of Pale and things like that. And I took a Procol Harum CD with me, and he signed it. Because of their most famous song, which was Shine On Brightly, he signed it Shine On, Gary Brooker. And suddenly he passed away. Yes, suddenly he passed away this year, and I was a bit upset by it. So I thought, I'm going to write a song as an elegy to Gary Brooker. And it features quite a lot of Procol Harum lyric quotes in it, and 1 or 2 musical quotes as well. And you say, how do I write? What persuades me to write? Well, Gary Brooker did in this case. And the song, as I say, was called Elegy for GB. Do you want to hear it?
Yes, I do.
Okay. News came through early this morning. You'd packed your bags and gone. And though you left with little warning, you will always shine on. You spoke of Vestal virgins and cartwheels across the floor. And despite none of our urgings, still there would be more. Still there would be more. You told me I should shine on bright. You wrote it on your note to me. Though you're gone, you'll always shine on brightly. Your light is there for all to see. You may have been a salty dog who's left for parts unknown, but you were never ever shipwrecked in the fog. You'd always find your way back home. You'd always find your way back home. You told me I should shine on brightly. You wrote it on your note to me. Though you're gone, you'll always shine on brightly. Your light is there for all to see. La 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 la. You told me I should shine on brightly. You wrote it on your note to me. Though you're gone, you'll always shine on brightly. Your light is there for all to see. You told me I should shine on brightly. You wrote it on your note to me. Though you're gone, you'll always shine on brightly. Your light is there for all to see.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Double wow. That was very nice. You know, I know he's looking down and saying, well done, well done. That's very appreciative. So honorable. So
Thank you. I hope he's looking down and saying that.
Oh, I'm certain.
I'm
certain. I was watching you with that guitar going, very talented on the guitar here. What's your favorite?
What, the favorite instrument?
Yeah.
Or favorite guitar?
Favorite
instrument is definitely guitar. The electroacoustic, which I play, is my ultimate favorite. Although I've got a very nice Fender Stratocaster, which I like as well. So I've got a few, but they're all like my children. So I can't say, oh, I don't like you, because it just wouldn't be right.
Now, you know what I heard in that music? I heard some John Lennon influence in that music. And
a lot of people
and it sounded a little bit like, you remember the band back, King Crimson?
Oh yes, I was playing, not playing personally, playing the actual track, 21st Century Schizoid Man the other day by King Crimson.
But the verse reminded me of them.
Thank you. I've got a John Lennon story, by the way, that's personal to me, if you'd like to hear it.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, years ago, I with friends of mine used to put on Beatles-related events where you get somebody who may have had some vague connection with them, and fans would come along, they'd buy merchandise from traders there and what have you, and through that, this group I was invited to go along to a place called Woolton in Liverpool. Woolton is the place where John Lennon first met Paul McCartney, and they met in the church hall at Walton, and the church hall was starting to fall down. And we said, this should really be a shrine to the greatest moment in the history of pop music in Britain. Because if Lennon hadn't met McCartney, we'd still be following American trends. There's anything wrong with that. So we said, right, we're going to put on an event. And what we did, we actually recreated the day that John Lennon met Paul McCartney on the same day 40 years later. And we got his schoolboy band, the Quarrymen, back together. And they performed. And I hosted the event. So I actually got the chance to stand on stage with Beatles fans from all over the world and say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Quarrymen. And it was so well received. We actually got letters wishing us good luck from Yoko Ono, John's first wife, Cynthia, Paul McCartney, George Martin, Tony Blair, who was the British Prime Minister at the time, and the Queen.
Wow.
Now, did you get to play the music in the Cavern Club?
No, we did it in the school field. I have been to the Cavern, the Cavern Club as it is now. We played in the school field, but what got me was, because I got the broadcast experience, I had to go and interview all the Quarrymen beforehand for a talking book, which we did, audio tape on the day. And I went to see Rod Davis, who played banjo in the band. And most of them had playing and gone on to have ordinary daytime jobs. And he said, would you like to have a play on my banjo? Because I did the interview and his partner cooked us a dinner. He said, would you like to go on the banjo? I said, well, I can't play banjo. He says, well, Lennon couldn't. So I had to retune it, because if John Lennon, even as a 14-year-old, broke a string, he had to be given someone else's instrument while the other person went and tuned it. So I got this banjo. I said, are you telling me this is the actual banjo which John Lennon would have played? And he said, oh, yes.
Wow.
Think,
how great.
Goes down your spine.
That is so great. Wow. All of that is a personal influence to keep me making music behind all those experiences that you had. And I'm sure, you've seen bands come and go. You've seen some succeed, some fail, You're still in it doing the best and giving us the best. But what's the biggest lesson you learned throughout your career?
Biggest lesson I ever learned came from being in radio as much as anything. And the biggest lesson is that no matter who you are, what you've achieved, you're only famous to the people you're famous to. So I'm quite into American sport, but I don't. There's a lot of people I don't know. NFL I love, but if somebody came up to me from baseball, this wasn't in a sporting context, said, "Hi, I'm so and so from base. I'm so. I would have no idea who they were. With millions of people probably wanting to fall at this individual's feet, but you're only famous to the people you're famous to. So, you interview soap stars and TV drama stars. And if you've not seen the show, their fame means nothing to you. And so I sort of take that to me. It's great I'm doing this interview with you, but when I've finished, I will go out into the streets where I live tomorrow, and no one will have a clue that we've done this transcontinental interview, and that for half an hour I was somebody.
Right.
No.
Right. That's true. I love those words. You might have said it in sports, but it means it even in profession, And with that said, like I said, where some people come and go, why are you still in it? I mean, why haven't you quit and given up? Why haven't the pandemic made you stop? Or why haven't you?
What's driving you to keep continuing to do the same shit?
Where's that force coming from?
Where's that coming from?
Well, one thing, I'm not doing anybody any harm. If I wanted, it keeps me amused. It keeps me young. I will go away after this. I'll write a song. I'll start recording it. And, other people in the house, my wife can sit downstairs and she can watch whatever she wants to watch on the TV or do whatever. And I don't get into trouble. I'm not going out to get into trouble doing this. I'm just being a bit of a nuisance if it gets too loud.
I like that. But now, is there something? Well, first of all, have you ever come over into the United States to perform yet?
I've not. I've been to the States. I love going to the States. I've not performed. No one's ever said come over and perform. And
Wouldn't that be great? That would be
wouldn't it
so.
be great?
Yes, it would. Is there
It,
something
it has
musically
put
that you? Is there something musically you haven't yet achieved that is one of your goals still?
well, not playing in the States. I'd love to play in the States. I mean, that would be tremendous. I also having one of my tracks either appearing in a commercial TV show or making the Billboard Hot 100 would be brilliant.
Now, what city? What
goals you look at?
what city was you in when you came to the U.S.?
I used to have a girlfriend who lived in Newport News, which was in Virginia.
Oh, now
Oh,
Newport is nice.
yes, we know Newport
Yeah,
very
Newport's a
well.
nice area.
Ah,
But I mean, the funny thing is, she took me to see a friend of hers, and we drove, and he lived in West Virginia.
mm-hmm.
Newport, of course, is on the coast,
Right.
and we'd been driving for 4 hours, and we'd still not crossed the state border. And I said to her, in England, if I drive 4 hours in any direction, I'm going to fall into the sea. Yeah.
My God,
That's
yeah, you
funny.
can drive, coast
Yeah.
to coast. It'd
Yeah.
take you about, 32, 34 hours?
Yeah, you'll be driving for a while.
And you'd be driving for a minute.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But, hey, keep faith because we would love for you to come over in the United States. And should that happen, please let us know so that we can share it and be right there front and center for that
I'll be
performance.
knocking on your door and I'll be asking for eggs sunny side up.
Well,
and
that's
what have you.
Smooth will definitely.
Wait a minute.
He's
What do you
the
mean
chef.
Smooth will definitely? Wait a
Smooth
minute.
will
How did I get
definitely-
roped into this?
Smooth will definitely hook that up. But what do you want your musical legacy to be, Phil?
I just like when I'm gone that the songs to still be there and maybe a few people actually listening to them and liking them because it must be great if you're an artist. I'm talking painter or a sculptor or what have you. You do your work and long after you're gone, people can look and say, "Oh, I like that," or "I didn't like that." And similarly with music in these days, if you've got it recorded and it's out there on the net, people can listen to it forever. And I just think that would be nice. Not necessarily millions of people, just a few people.
That's great. You are a legacy right now, leaving a legacy, making a big difference out here. What do you say to the young kids? We need to keep folk, rock, pop. We need to keep all this great music alive right now. What do you have to say to any young artist who dreams of being a Phil Matthews or dreams of being as big as the Beatles are? What do you have to say that can motivate them to still stick it out?
Well, I think you just say, go for it, follow your dream. I have to say, I do feel a little bit for the young kids, the young musicians of today. I mean, I don't know what it's like where you are in Toledo and around about, but over here, certainly since the pandemic, the number of places an aspiring musician could go.
Oops.
There's way more performers than there are places to perform, and I think that's very, very sad.
Mm-hmm. That is true. Well, one benefit that they do have is social media. Back in the day, it wasn't hot like that to be an independent artist and to put your music out there and gain. So, I mean, there's an upper and a downer when it comes to that. Does that work for you, social media? Are you aboard with the new technology and branding yourself out that way?
To an extent, yes. I mean, 5 years ago, I would never have dreamed that I would be doing a TV interview with somebody, across the Atlantic. That would be playing songs I've sent, and I'd be sitting there playing my guitar. And I think that's brilliant. And through Spotify, the people I get to distribute my music to Spotify and what have you, I get a chart every day of who has actually downloaded or has streamed some of my music. And it's amazing the countries where it's coming out now: Japan, Hong Kong, Australia, Brazil, as well as Canada, USA, and obviously Britain.
Used to be Russia, but they cut us off for a while.
Yeah, I hear they're a bit naughty, aren't they?
Did you notice that? Yeah, well, we've noticed that in our analytics.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever actually had any airplay there before there was the current
all this going on, right? Now, I got a question for you. Now, this is the question, and Sylvie kind of touched on it. And you know who Gene Simmons is, yes? Bass player for Kiss.
Oh, yes, yeah.
Now, Gene made a comment, rock and roll is dead. Now, and what he meant by that is you're no longer going to have these big promotional tours where a record album is going to pick you up and you're going to have a label and they're going to take you out and promote you out. And that the streaming platforms, the people's ability to stream platforms down, and especially probably illegally now, is another way he was going, has also killed the record business. So they're not making any sales off of the vinyl. So not going on stadium tours. There's no merchandise sales. There's no big promotion, going to these concerts. And now you're getting screwed kind of even on your music. You agree?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned Gene Simmons. I will mention in return Rick Wakeman, who I'm sure is a name you're familiar with.
Yes.
Played with Yes and played with, and he said the great thing about modern technology is that anybody who wants to can go out, they can make their own music, they can record it, and they can put it out there. So it's the bad thing about modern technology is anybody can get the equipment, they can record it, and they can put it out there.
That's right. And I see that point too, because, there's some artists that's really been working hard for decades and deserve a break.
To make a living at it. And
yes.
It's very, very difficult. And we know people who, have been in the business forever, that now it's difficult for them because of the way things are.
Have you even considered doing online concerts? I see that a lot of artists do that now. I've seen some artists online that I never would be able to get their ticket to see in concert. Now it's online.
I haven't, because there've been thousands of streams, I'm assuming, from quite a lot of people worldwide to my music, but all in different time zones. And I'd have to have an awful lot of them wanting desperately to see me perform an online concert to make it worth my while setting it up and all that sort of thing. I mean, you've no idea when you're doing this. I mean, the one thing you don't know is how many people out there actually like you, and how many people throughout the world, if you mention my name, anybody's name for that matter, we're going to say, oh yes, didn't he do the question, or didn't she do this or that? And you are a bit in a bit of a bubble, so you're a bit precious about what you do, but you're also very much in a void because you've just no idea whether there would be the interest out there to do a live show. Yes, I would do it if I thought it was going to be worthwhile.
Right.
You never know what's going to go viral and what's not.
Right. Hey, it's the chance you take, and you're doing the right thing by making sure, that it is the right thing to do, the right timing and the right way. I love what you're doing. I love your music. In fact, what's next for you? We have the new album out, but what's next and ahead for Phil Matthews, a.k.a. The Village?
The Village. I'd like to find a few places and go out and play some of the tunes, because since I moved, I said I moved halfway around the country, which for us is 180 miles. For you, that's probably a trip to the North Wall. But I'd like to go out and play some of the songs. I'd like to do a few small festivals in this country. I mean, even in the sort of up and coming tent at Glastonbury would be quite nice. And in the meantime, I keep writing songs and recording them, because at least even if I'm not getting out playing live, some people are hearing my music, which is better than it would have been 20 years ago, when if I write a song in my bedroom, there's only me and the neighbours who are hammering on the wall for me to keep the noise down, who are going to hear it.
Right. Keep doing what you're doing.
Now, what part of the UK are you in?
I'm currently in the southeast. We're about 45 minutes from London. between London and Brighton.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, listen, we're going to go out with The Bells of St. Winston, which is the title track of the album, The Bells of St. Winston's. Tell everyone where all of your music can be purchased.
Okay, well, I have a Bandcamp page. Bandcamp, you can get all the albums on CD or download, and that is The Village 2. That's THEVILLAGE, the number 2, .bandcamp.com. If you want to check me out in more detail, I also have a website, which is www.thevillage.me.uk.
Hey, I like that.
That was a line, if you see it, yeah.
Yes. So what about following you on social media?
Yeah, I have a Phil Matthews, aka The Village page on Facebook. I'm The Village on Twitter. And I've heard there's a thing called Instagram, but I've not quite got into that yet.
Yes, there is Instagram as well. That's all right. You know, I appreciate you taking the time and being on the show. I look forward to bigger, better things. Keep me informed on anything you're doing. I'll gladly share it out there. And we look forward to having you back again down the line.
I would love to come back. It's been a great experience for me. I'm sure it's been something you're
totally awesome.
Been awesome for us too. Thank you.
Thank you. You're going to waste saying, well, that was educational. Well, if you don't say it was educational, you say, well, that taught me a lot.
It's very educational. I always learn something new from every guest that I have. I'm always a fan of everyone that comes aboard the platform of the Queen Silvy Show. You're going to hear from us, and hopefully one day we will actually be in the audience watching you perform.
That would be absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
I would lay on tickets for you if that happened.
That's all right.
Thank you again.
Is there anything that you want to say about the song before we play it?
Yeah, very quickly. You asked where inspiration comes from. The song I'm going to play is the title track, The Bells of St. Winston's. My mother died a couple of years ago at the age of 98.
Wow.
And she'd been born and raised in a small village called Repton. There's a public school there where one or two local noteworthy people went to. And in 1937, I think it was, they made the first version of Goodbye Mr. Chips at Repton, using the school mainly, but also a lot of my mum's school friends were extras. And she always spoke excitedly about having seen Mr. Chips come to Repton, and then she went on to become, we call them bus conductresses. I know these days you only have a bus driver, but we used to have people wander up and down bus selling tickets to the passengers. And she met my dad on one of these buses just after the war, and they got married at St. Winston's. So I tried to throw all of that into one song.
That's great. I love how you take memorable moments, good and bad, and make a masterpiece with just great music and a song. So keep it up. One day might hit you where, the Queen Silvy Show, I'm going to make a tune about... Go right ahead. Don't let me stop you.
I will do. I will do. Don't worry.
All right.
I'm Smooth Tim.
That's
I appreciate you not forgetting about me. Thank you, sir.
That's right. So, hey, I appreciate you being on the show. We're going to go out with the Bells of St. Winston's. And when we come back, hey, Smooth has something he wants to share with you. In the meantime, check it out. The Bells of St. Winston's from The Village right here. Thanks, Phil.
Thank you, Phil.
Thank you. Thank you.
I walked through Repton one spring day at dawn. Wondered how the place had changed from when you were born. Playing with a hoop and stick or skipping down Well Lane. Reach the end and turn around to come back once again. blacksmith's forge, the haberdashery, and the general store. Mrs. Pentlow's ribbons tying up your hair, as if you were heading to the Statutes Fair. And the bells of St. Winston's rang out loud and clear. Calling all the village to the fair from far and near. All the excitement when they filmed Mr. Chips. Did some of your old school friends win a part in it? And how many of them marched up to the wall? Leaving you wondering, would you see them anymore? And the bells of St. Winston's rang out once again, as they bade farewell to all those brave girls and men. The blue bus makes its way round the cross and down the street, taking villagers to town. There's a bigger world for everyone to see. Should they go or stick around? For those who came back to stay, did you celebrate on their wedding day? And were you able to say goodbye to those who came back home to die? And the bells of St. Winston
Yes, yes.
Oh,
Brilliant
yeah.
music from a master, multi-talented, multi-instrumentalist, Phil Matthews, also known as The Village. Go out, get this music. Great music. It's perfect. Holiday season for some great music for your soul is super greatness. And I am here to say that I am the #1 fan right here in Toledo, Ohio. This man is music. I love it. I love it. Follow him everywhere. Go get his music. Did he say Bandcamp? Bandcamp. That's where you can go and get his music. He's on Facebook, Instagram. Maybe. He did tell me. Is it Instagram? But I am loving it. I am loving the music of the village.
He heard there's such a thing as Instagram.
Well, hopefully he will get aboard with Instagram too, because we all
and
want
they're
his music.
People on Twitter, so hey, why not?
Right on, right on. Hey, listen, I appreciate you taking the time, being here, watching, listening in to the multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. There's more in store. Smooth, how can we be followed?
We can simply be followed by looking at the top of the screen. You're going to see scrolling www.thequeensilvyshow.com. Simply go there and drop in your email on the contact tab. That is the easiest way to keep up with the Queen Silvy and myself.
That's right.
Otherwise, you can Google us. And we appreciate being Googled because you can follow us on the multi-platforms that we happen to be broadcasting on. Because why?
Yeah.
Because we care.
Because I said so.
And that too.
It's been a great, great day. I want you to go out and enjoy yourself wherever you are. Be safe, but make the most of your day. Tune in next week for some more greatness with a multiple award-winning The Queen Silvy Show. And until then.
Oh, really? Same Queen time, same Queen station.
That's right.
Queen Silvy and I shall holla. Bye now.
Bye-bye.